They also said, Dad, what can we do to earn some money? We want to make money, little entrepreneurs. So I said, you can go online, you can beg for it. No, I said, I was enjoying the old Steel Toe Morning Show radio videos. I'm very excited for us to go back on the radio. I told you guys when I started meeting with these people, I met with Gary in 2009, 2010 for the first time, and Steel Toe debuted in 2014. It hasn't even been 2 years that I've been talking to radio people, and I f'd up one of those 2 years with my antics. So I would say, look, could something happen quickly? I got offered something. I can say this now. I got offered something back last. It would probably be summer of 2023. I got offered. I won't say where because I'm still speaking with them. I got offered an afternoon show somewhere. And I'll tell you this, if I'd have known that my life was going to take the twists and turns that it was going to, I would have gotten divorced then before anything bad happened, and I would have grabbed that afternoon show. But I got offered an afternoon, Monday through Friday, drive time talk show, and I said, no, I'm a morning guy. So I held out for morning, and then it became, all right, well, here's the plan, boom, 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 boom. Then all the bad shit happened. Now we're back to, all right, and then their business, both places I've been talking to, they say, business is fucking rough right now. So now I'm getting my shit straightened out. We're going to be meeting again. But man, taking that afternoon show, that could have been interesting. Still could. I wonder if that's still available. Because you can always go back. I was talking to E-Rock at the time, and E-Rock said, why don't you take what you can get and you can work it into something else? And I was like, I want to hold out for mornings. That might have been done. That would have been done by now. I could have been doing the afternoon thing. But I don't know. Holding out from and then everything else happened. Oh boy. Red Fox Mad says you should have taken the afternoon show spot, idiot. I turned it down. I got offered afternoons and I turned it down. And it's been over a year, so I think I can say that now and I'm not hurting anything. Be funny if I did. But I got offered a return to afternoon drive, and I'm so stupid because if you think about it, I could have done a morning show, I could have done an afternoon show, and then no evening shows. And I blew it. But the plan was hold out. There was a certain spot that I wanted, and that certain spot is still out there. But that's the one I wanted to hold out for. Justin Kemple says, you blew it! Justin, that was a big part of it. April was with me at the time, and there was no spot for her with this whole thing, and I was paying April a shitload of money. And it just would have been like she wouldn't. The afternoon show I got offered, she was not part of it. In fact, the one guy they really wanted when I was meeting with them about in the first little round, we haven't really talked about him so much since, but in the first round before all the crazy shit happened, they wanted Oz. Their big thing was they said, look, we talked to people around town. You mentioned Steel Toe. They still know everybody knows Steel Toe. They might not know radio shows that are out there right now, but holy shit, years later, they still know Steel Toe. And he kept saying, and there was a co-host of yours that they always mention, a guy, and I kept naming him off, and I said, Oz? And they went, Oz, that's the one. So they were asking me about using Oz again. And I said, health-wise, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure where Oz is at health-wise after everything he went through. But this was, again, a year and a half ago or so that they were offering this. So there was no spot for April. That's awkward. But also, I'm not sitting here going, oh, if it wasn't for April, I would have had an afternoon show. I turned it down. I didn't take it anyway. But kind of wishing I would have. Kind of wishing I would have at this point. $1. Oh, shoot. Why can't I read more of that message? God damn it. Come on. Oh, there we go. Anonymous with $1 says, bring Will Heron and get him drunk. Then he can bring you to a real Louisiana Mardi Gras next year so you can shake your tits after 2-0 duels. I wouldn't manipulate Will and lie to him and try to get him to believe the bullshit I was feeding him. Somebody else did, so then Will sold his services to the lowest bidder. But then it kind of backfired on him because Will confirmed on Twitter the other day that all but confirmed that his job basically told him, hey, cut out the gay internet shit. And he's had to rein it in a little bit, as it were, and focus on his job, which is a better idea for him. It's what I told him from the very beginning before he got brainwashed. I told him, I go, even when he was like super like fair and honest and all that stuff, he still, I was like, dude, don't get into this world. There's nothing in it for you. Nothing. And I turned out to be correct. But yes, I never told you guys that. I got offered an afternoon drive show in this town. And, turned it down. Little dumb. Rebel Fluff says there's a spot for her. It's called a crack. We don't need to. Justin says a lot would have been different without April. I'm not saying without her I would have took it. I'm not blaming her for me not taking that gig. I was just a little short-sighted. That's all. Comfortably Numb says I liked Will before the turn. It's not all his fault. He got manipulated and lied to. There are certain people who don't like the story being told the way it is because they look like shit. So they tell people, message me, talk to me privately, and I'll tell you what really happened. That's kind of a narc move. It's kind of a sociopath, narcissistic kind of move. Like, hey, let's not do it in public where people can fact check. Let's come in here and we'll do it privately. Somebody ever asks you to do that, they're a snake. Watch out. Don't do it. Don't do it. Smeagol Goldbagel says on 92.9, the Christian station, yeah, the Jesus station wanted me back in afternoons. So I said no because holy things make my skin sizzle, unfortunately. Oh, what a fun. I forgot. We've never mentioned that story before. And now it's been long enough because I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I really should have taken that. But then again, if I would have taken it and then all the stuff that happened, I'd have been fired by now. All of that stuff happened, you know? So maybe it's best. Or maybe if I'd have taken it, I'd have stayed away from that horse shit. There's that too. Miss Tay says, Will believed a lying liar who lies. Gullible bish. He's not the brightest guy in the world. He's probably an easy guy to take advantage of. But he ended up doing the right thing for his career, which is smart, even if he might have done it against his will. You know, sometimes those things can be a blessing in disguise. It says, any good radio jobs open right now? Luckily, I don't have to look, and I'm not going to look. I've got a couple places who we've been talking, and one of them we've been talking for a while. So I'm going to ride those out. I'm patient. Look, I got a gig. I've got a show. I love doing it. So we can kind of kick back and wait for the right thing for both parties. But honestly, the more I think about it, maybe taking that afternoon thing would have been a good move. BYB, who's a paying member. Thank you, Derek. Sorry for all the ball busting we do. I hope it doesn't hurt your feelings. Did you see Anthony Cumia said you are irrelevant yesterday? Well, yeah, I am. Anthony said you're irrelevant. Yes, correct. Do you? Shit, I forgot. Derek's one of those guys who thinks that little podcast circle he runs in is relevant. No, it's not. That was the thing I thought was so funny about everyone's Stuttering John stuff was I was like, you understand that all you people making fun of him, he's accomplished far more than any of us in entertainment ever have or ever will. Like, that's the funniest part of observing that Dabbleverse from the outside is that the people, they don't understand the people doing the making fun of are the lol cow. Like, they are, it's so through the looking glass because you're on the outside looking in and you go, you understand all you guys making fun of this guy. Like, and no matter how big the show is, like, he was on Stern and the Tonight Show, you know? So it's like, I mean, Jesus Christ. So yes, irrelevant, I would agree. Just like everybody else. I mean, if I'm irrelevant, what does that make all the people following me? Because you are following me. You're even worse off than I am. You're even more irrelevant than I am. That is brutal. Yikes. Feel bad for those people because if they don't, if it made them giggle that I'm irrelevant, wait until they find out that the person following the irrelevant person, how irrelevant they are. Ooh, because I already knew they were, because I already knew I was. It's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. Poor BYB. Poor Derek. They say that when you lose something, you gain another sense. So when Derek lost the function in his legs, he should have gained something else. But anyone who's watched his show knows that he didn't gain the ability to be entertaining or charismatic. I guess the ability to run through co-hosts faster than I do. I will give him this. I will give Derek this compliment. He kills off sidekicks faster than I do. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, I was very aware of my irrelevance. So Anthony and I agree. I guess you were the only one surprised. We've got Coach Benjamin says another win.